In the dim light of a pitch-black night, a small town lay asleep under the watchful gaze of the moon. Tim, a reclusive artist, locked eyes with his own shadow as he entered his cluttered bedroom. His painting easel stood silently in one corner, neglected and covered with a thin film of dust. His shadow, stretched against the peeling wallpaper, seemed as mundane as shadows should be, until he noticed another shadow close behind it. This one traced his movements, but always a beat slower, an uncanny imitation. Puzzled, Tim turned swiftly to confront the presence behind him, yet his room stood empty and cold. A chill ran down his spine, more potent than the winter air that seeped through the cracked windows. He stepped back cautiously, waving his hand experimentally. The second shadow mimicked him but with a slight lag, struggling to catch up to his tempo. Then it abruptly froze, remaining static as he moved. The hairs on Tim's neck bristled. It was impossible, he thought, a trick of the light perhaps. His heart thudded in his chest, as heavy and rapid as a drum. In defiance of logic, the shadow began to advance. Despite Tim standing motionless, it approached, its movements eerily smooth as though gliding. Fear twisted his stomach into knots, rooting him to the spot. It passed through him, a fleeting darkness swallowing him whole. He gasped, inhaling a musty scent like aged paper and forgotten memories. When the moment of terror subsided, Tim turned and found the wall behind him starkly illuminated, devoid of any trace of his shadow. Panic coursed through him. He was a silhouette without substance, a man stripped of his own shade. For days, Tim plunged into only darkness without his shadow, avoiding mirrors and shunning the daylight that once had promised warmth and safety. His engrossing isolation fed his paranoia. Rumors spread through the town, a curse of darkness, a plague of lightless life. The townsfolk whispered in hushed tones about a shadow that stepped out of sync, defying its owner, and an eerie subscription that could tether it back. Driven by both fear and hope, those touched by the unnatural phenomenon would subscribe, to bind their shadows where they belonged, ensuring they stayed faithfully etched against walls, forever their true companions. And thus, Tim found himself in a paradox, a prisoner of light, longing for the darkness's embrace, wondering if he'd ever escape the spectral flocks. In the end, in that shadowless world, he learned, your one subscribe might just keep yours where it belongs.